Hey Wanderers, and welcome back to the Wandering Gamer Network Plays Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm Zack.
And I'm Mandy.
And I nailed that intro, and I'm
You
so
did.
proud
That was
of it.
really good. I'm glad that we didn't try to introduce Mario or Bastion or any of the
one
other
that I
ones.
always just get stuck on is Lego Harry Potter. I think because it took me so long to edit it.
Oh, that makes sense. I forgot that you've been doing all the editing for those.
Yeah, editing is a very loose term of what I do. I slap in an end card and
Listen through to make sure we're not making too crude of jokes.
it's more. I don't even do that. I listen to it to make sure that like the audio doesn't get screwed up because that happens occasionally.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like that's the main reason to listen through anything is just occasionally audio gets jacked.
Yeah, unless like podcasts is way more difficult, which you and Caitlin mainly do. Does Cody edit podcasts anymore?
He did for a while when I was on my hiatus from getting burned out, but not anymore. Because I think he did most of Crystal Heart.
That sounds vaguely familiar. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
I find editing podcasts very tedious, so I've convinced other people to do it for me.
There are some very enjoyable parts of it, and one of the things I'm really excited about, because right now I'm doing the editing for, what have we officially called it? Outlaws Wanted. But I'm doing the editing for that, and I'm excited to play around with some musical cues and things like that. But I definitely understand that it can get very tiring listening to and cutting out like big gaps of dead air time, or if somebody's like, because I know I do this where it's my like turn to go and I just won't talk because I know it's easier to cut that out. But I'm like looking up a stat or something.
Yeah.
Believe me, I understand.
Also, like, just sometimes there's sentences like people have said, or like I say that I've heard, where it's just like, I don't know how to make this like presentable. I think the worst one was I heard, so okay, like in D&D, and I'm like,
I'll cut out all the filler words so it just sounds nice and clean.
right, but like that one was like, oh, they're all like mildly slurred together, so it's just like, oh no.
So I'm like, I don't know, in D&D?
Yeah, and I was just like, this is the worst. And the thing is, like, I was editing for a while, and Caitlin was like, Zach, you're being really mean to our friends. I'm like, Caitlin, you don't hear me, like, yelling about myself as well. I'm like, Zach, stop talking. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I think editing, especially podcasts, but editing in general makes you very critical of, like,
everything
all
you've
right,
ever said.
Somebody needs to stop smacking or doing the, which I know I do.
Oh, no, my battery's already running low.
No!
Well, we'll see if we can make it to 20 minutes for this episode.
Well, you got like 17 minutes to go, so we'll see. Well, it went away briefly, so hopefully...
Yeah, well, that means I'll just shut down next.
Oh, good.
But, like, if it doesn't work, you know, I can always pause and actually do some editing.
There you go. Give you an opportunity to actually, you know, earn your keep.
I had to do that with one of the Mario ones where we had to stop and look up something because we were being real dumb. But...
Well, okay, I feel like, and maybe this is something that, like, we... Ooh. Oh, that's new.
Yeah, I realized that. I'm like, why is this giving me the tutorial? I'm like, oh, because I'm farther in my other game.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have liked it if the horses came off the carousel like Mary Poppins style.
I don't know
And
if
just, like,
I like this one because, like,
stomped
if
on
I
'em.
wasn't playing the game, like, watching the screen would probably make me want to throw up. Like,
Yeah, whoa. Yeah, I could
This-
see that.
But, like, I have to focus on a very small part of it to actually use that ability, so I'm like, well, this is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I stand by what I said. I think that would have been a much more effective, probably a little more disturbing if it had gone the Mary Poppins route and it had, like, popped off the carousel and just, like, stabbed the Heartless.
Okay.
You know, while they're, like, bouncing.
Getting brutal.
I'm just
Don't
saying.
worry. I know to be careful around flowers now.
All right, girl.
Whatever.
I mean, I like how they still got her personality down where she's like a go-getter, you know?
Oh, yeah. Don't touch it, please. I don't remember what I was saying, but something about editing. Makes you critical.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm also
sorry
like,
if I didn't finish a thought there.
it also makes me snooty when people are like, I hate hearing my voice, and I'm like, well, listen to yourself, like edit yourself for like 4 hours, and then you get used to it.
Right. Well, used to it to an extent. I definitely also, sorry, you did not inspect that flower near enough.
Mother
Ooh.
said the outside world would be full of ruffians and thugs.
See, like I feel like the voice actress for her does like really well, but it's like just like that hair off that I notice, you know?
Yeah, they also, like, the writer did good for her. In, like, I see what you mean, where they definitely stuck with her character. But it's just like the writing for the overall story is annoying.
Knowing when to flee is one of my specialties.
Cool, bye.
Come on, Rapunzel. Gotta go.
But
I just love the we
I
have
wanna
to.
stay and slug it out too, but my sidekicks have it covered.
Nice.
all right. Please be careful, Sora.
It is just so weird to see Disney characters talking to Sora.
Yeah.
But no, I totally get what you mean. As like listening to yourself for a while, you definitely get used to it. But I was editing a vlog earlier and realized, like, oh man, like I hate my laugh.
Yeah.
And it's recorded in a lot of places now.
There's things I hate like about myself. Like I use the word like way too much when I don't know what to say.
Yeah, filler. I think filler words are a problem. Like, filler words are just a problem for everyone.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. And then when you have to sit there and listen to that, that's terrible. But I'm not as annoyed by the tonal quality of my voice anymore.
Same.
Where it's just, this is what my voice sounds like. And no one else knows that I hear it, you know, like different.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have a, like, listening to our podcast and editing it, I don't feel like I hate any of our voices, you know? Like, it feels like there's nothing out of the ordinary that makes me go, oh my gosh, I really wish so-and-so would stop talking, because this podcast would be so much better if they didn't talk as much. Like, I feel like we're a good blend.
Caitlin has said that about both of the babies.
Well, I mean, the babies are a little different. They're a little more screechy. Especially lately. Goodness gracious.
I'm so glad we started recording without them.
Right. Like, I definitely miss being in the same room, but I'm so thankful for Skype and the ability to do it online so that we don't have to worry about them.
Now, why would you say that?
Especially, like, I don't know about Rowan, but Graham has been exploring vocals
Yeah.
to the point where today Cody looked over at me and he's like, is he okay? And I was like, yeah, he's fine. He's just testing out his voice and making, like, he definitely sounds like he's choking half the time because he's just like, like, right.
Well, Rowan doesn't do that as much, but it's so we're doing like baby-led weaning, where like he'll like we're giving him small chunks of people food, and he'll like do that on his own.
Yeah.
But like we gave him cucumbers today, and then he would just go quiet, and we'd look at him, and he just wouldn't breathe. He'd just sit there and stare at us, and we're like, "Are you choking?" And then we just hear him go. I'm like, you're not choking, you're just holding your breath.
It definitely is really scary when you're like, you okay? You okay?
The thing is, like, he'd do that as a baby too. Like when he was like an infant, like a newborn, he'd just sit there and like hold his breath. And I'm like, why aren't
Stop
you
it,
breathing?
baby.
Or it's like, why aren't you breathing? And then you just be like, come on, come on.
Forget how to do that? You
Like this
good?
is a very basic thing for you to be bad at.
Right.
Guard her from its dark horrors.
They sent you home with us assuming you could do that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Understand.
No, I totally get that though, because our thing right now is, which I've seen Rowan do too, so I'm sure you've had this issue, where Graham will just grab like fistfuls of food, and then he's got like 4 puffs in his mouth, and he's like, ah! And I'm like, you good? And just kind of like let him work it out. But he'll just like stop, and you're like,
and that's something that's something really hard to do, is like letting them work it out, because babies very much mirror what you do.
mm-hmm.
And like that's something me and Caitlin struggle with, is just like he'll fall over and hit his head, and like you can't be like, oh, are you okay? You just gotta be like, hey, you know, it's okay, we'll do better next time.
The only reason I'm laughing is because that's exactly like, so today I went to the grocery store today, and I'm so unfazed at this point with Graham just like falling over, because he does it constantly, because he's learning, you know, he's learning how to stand, and he's been crawling into walls for like 2 months now. But he's in the cart, right? And he's sitting up, and he had wriggled out of the little, there's like a little strap,
right?
You know, that so you keep him sitting upright. Well, somehow I think he was getting mad that like I was paying for the food, so we were stopped and nobody was talking to him. So he got that off, and then all of a sudden he just falls over, because he was getting too, like, he was like arching or something, and the lady behind the register is like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And he like looks at her and just kind of like moves himself up, and I was like, he's fine.
Well, that's the thing, is like, because like you'll see him face plant, I'm like, that's gotta hurt, you know,
right.
like, because like I think the most recent one was like, I think it was yesterday.
Was it yesterday when he just flew off your lap?
Yeah, where he was like, Rowan was like sitting on my lap, and all of a sudden he just like, no, I'm done. Takes one like shrug forward, and falls, you know, like the 6 inches straight onto his face.
Yep.
And he's just like, ah, and I'm like, you're fine, it's okay. He usually doesn't want to be comforted by me when that happens.
Yeah.
He blames me a lot, which is fair. Caitlin is much better at like making it so he doesn't land on his face.
I've had to just, because Graham is so stupidly independent.
Oh my gosh, your baby is so much more mobile than mine.
He just wants to go, and like we recently opened up our first floor so that he can explore more, and I obviously I'm following him and keeping an eye on him, but I've kind of just had to figure out like it's okay to stay back.
Don't worry.
Because he's gonna hurt himself, but he's gonna be fine. And I can't tell you how many times he'll just like run into things and just like be standing up and is all of a sudden face planting, and it's just like, you're okay. It's only when if he like really hurts himself, he cries, and then I go get him. But like for the most part, it's like he's just good to do his own thing.
Yeah, Rowan is not nearly as
Excuse me.
like that, like moving around, so we don't have to worry as much about it.
Not yet.
Not yet. He's just like such a lazy baby.
It is very funny.
Yeah.
Like he likes to lounge. Well, the other problem is like for us, like he goes to daycare because both Caitlin and I work. So with that, like we'll come home and then he's just like tired and like wants to be around us. So there's not like that desire to be like, I'm with mom all day, I can explore and she'll still be here.
Yeah.
He's just like today we were getting dinner ready and I was like holding on to him and I okay, like I need to do a few things, so I put him on the floor to crawl around and he's just like, I was like, dude, you can still see me.
Isn't that so interesting though? Because so I used to work in a daycare, and I like it is like you really cannot generalize like babies in daycare versus being at home, just because like there were kids that were in daycare, but they just were like, I would assume that at some point they were just like, I'm good, I'm independent, I can just do whatever. And moms would come and they'd tell me, they were like, yeah, she didn't even want to hang out with me, you know? And it's just like, but then, you know, you've got Rowan who's like, I don't want to go crawl around and do anything. I want to hang out with you guys.
Right. I think also Rowan's problem is I think he feels very alone. Like, he feels loneliness very acutely. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, oh, if people aren't around.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I'm
no, I
lonely.
can testify to that after watching him when he was younger. He did not like it when I left the room.
Right. I think so. And he was very, very chill if, like, you're in the room with him. Mm-hmm. But if you're not, then it's just like, what the heck is your problem?
Yeah, why isn't anybody here? Look at me. Hello.
Right. It's not even that now, more so now, he wants you to entertain him a little bit.
Yeah.
But even still, there's been several nights, like, past couple of weeks where it's like he just wants me to sit on the floor next to him. Like, he wants to sit on my lap and play with his toys. He doesn't necessarily need me to play with him or anything. He's just like, Dad, you have to sit right here, and I'll crawl around, but if you move, I'll be upset. Overall, though, babies are fun.
They are fun. The teething isn't so much,
Oh
but
my gosh. Yay, map.
woo. Yeah, because I know Rowan was in the thick of it this
Yeah.
weekend, but I think we're at that stage right now where it's just like he can feel them, but they're not pushing through to like break through, which is a super fun thing as a parent to be like, oh, I guess this is how we all got our teeth, but this is a nightmare.
Yeah. Not looking forward to doing it again with Rowan or another kid.
No. Really, what I really want at this point for myself is I want the tooth to come in just so I know, like, what's the level. Because, like, I saw, so for Rowan, he just, like, he's obviously very sad and wants to, like, cuddle. I don't know what Graham's level is going to be with getting a tooth. Is it going to be we don't eat? Is it going to be we're crying constantly? Is it going to be, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's so... I've worked with several different babies, and it really does, like, the extreme of just, like, is this going to be a one-day thing, or are we going to be upset for 4 days?
Yeah. Rowan, usually it's only a couple days per tooth so far.
That's
But-
good. At least it's not like a week. Because there was a baby I worked with, and I want to say it was a week to 2 weeks to get, I think, 2 teeth. So she would have a couple come in at the same time, but it would just take forever.
Ugh, I am sorry.
I know, right? I felt so bad for her, and she had been such a good napper and turned into such a horrible one when she was teething.
Yeah, well, that's what Rowan's problem was this weekend. Like, we just didn't get to sleep because he'd wake up every, like, hour or two in pain.
Yeah.
And then he'd, like, settle himself, but it was enough that it was waking us up. Mm-hmm. Where he'd just, like, wake up, like, whimpering.
Yeah, we had that, I think it was like a week ago now, which is why I assumed that I was hoping at that point we had a tooth coming, because I was like, geez, he's so restless, like, he's clearly not feeling good. But no such luck. No tooth.
I think Rowan, tooth 4 is imminent for Rowan.
Yeah.
One weird thing I found out, though.
What?
Or not weird thing, but I didn't realize that, like, medicine, you know, like, when you have teeth removed, it's like you, like, have, like, Oxycontin or whatever? Or,
Yeah.
they're opioid. Like, they're made out of, like, opium. Or not, like, straight opium, but, like, they're opioids, so they have an opium base. Which
Really?
Is, I think that's what an opioid is. So I haven't looked up, like, the actual term, but that's what I assume it means. But they are opioids, and I'm like, that's weird. Did not know that, you know.
Well, I guess it is a pain reliever, which is the whole
Right.
point of an opioid. If I remember my John Oliver correctly.
Yeah. Other thing, I've been listening to a history podcast. One fun fact about the, like, I think it was 20s and 30s.
Does it have something to do with medication and how stupid we were?
Oh, it does. Morphine was addictive, so you know what they came out with a different opioid to help with pain. Want to know what it was?
What?
Heroin.
Actually, you know what's funny? I think I vaguely remember seeing like I know I've seen ads from like the 1930s, 40s, 50s with like, this medicine has cocaine in it or something, and you're like, whoa.
Yep.
It's a weird time.
Pretty bad. Do you like how we just skipped the snuggly duckling by just being like, Flynn and Rapunzel went off and did their own thing?
Oh my gosh, you're right. I didn't even realize that.
I mean, it's because we pay very little attention to this game at
It
this
was a
point.
lot of fighting.
You are such a good boy.
I mean, it's better than the 15 minutes
Yes, you are.
of cutscenes that are usually there.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like it's better to have gameplay than it is to have a ton of cutscenes. But
I don't know. And like this one's like, I feel like less inclined to watch the cutscenes because this is like line for line Tangled.
it really is. Well, and even the animations, like that shot is from the movie. Like the only difference is here.
Is kind of the biggest day
Even
of my
that
life.
move that she does is in the movie.
Right.
It's just like a couple different things are cut together. It's like a wide shot versus like some close-ups,
Well, another difference is like occasionally you'll get a shot with Sora, Donald, and Goofy in the background.
right? But like even this is exactly the movie.
Also my birthday. Just so you know.
Why even bother doing this? Like, well, like even here, at least have Sora in the background.
Rapunzel!
Oh wow! So instead of looking at what is it, like the lights?
Yeah. Instead of seeing this kingdom right now,
Oh yeah.
or whatever it was.
I need a friend.
But I don't know. It's just very
You can
clumsy.
say friends
Yeah.
introduced us, and where one goes, the other follows.
Yeah, also, you didn't need, like, any of that. You just needed, like, today is also the biggest day of, because,
We
or
also
whatever.
just don't need Maximus in this.
Oh, does Maximus not do anything?
I mean, he does about as much as he does in the movie. Or he does less than he does in the movie, which isn't a ton in the movie, you know?
Yeah.
He helps Flynn get to Rapunzel in the end. But
Alright.
I don't know. I love Tangled, but I'm just disappointed in this world.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But we'll continue more of this world next time, right?
Yep. No, we're just gonna skip it.
We'll just go to your other game that's saved right there.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Until next time, keep wandering.
Bye.
Hello, Wanderers, and thanks for listening to this episode of the Wandering Gamer Network Plays Kingdom Hearts 3. We hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to hear more content from the Wandering Gamer Network, check out the link in the description below. We have several actual play podcasts, including D&D 5th Edition and City of Mist. Until next time, keep wandering.